This is Tyrone Poole, two-time Super Bowl champion. You are listening to The Sports Circus with my man, Sal.
Big welcome to everybody listening in on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates from coast to coast.
Hi, my name is Nick. I am the producer for the show today. I am also a diehard San Diego Padres fan. Don't hold that against me. Also into the Anaheim Ducks and the Denver Broncos.
Okay. All right. Oh, and by the way, a big welcome to everybody watching us on Tiki TV.
Yes.
As well as Ustream.
Indeed.
And all those people listening in, or watching, I should say, on KHMP in Las Vegas on channel 18.8. Got it. We can't forget them, right? I mean, we always have an extra audience somewhere in there. So we have to make sure that we acknowledge them as well. Okay, so here it is. And I love the fact that this happened. So, you know, I've been complaining quite a bit about the juice baseball and so forth and so on. And here's Justin Verlander. Justin Verlander comes out and says that well, let's put it this way. Justin is, I won't repeat it on here because we're going to get sent to the principal's office. That'll get us into a little bit of trouble.
Thank you.
But he said it's an effing joke. It's an effing joke. Verlander told ESPN, Major League Baseball's turning this game into a joke. They own Rawlings, and you've got Manfred up here saying it might be the way the center of the pill of the ball. That might be the issue, right? So here it is. They own the effing company. If any other $40 billion company bought out a $400 million company and the product changed dramatically, it's not a guess as to what happened. We all know what happened. Manfred, for the first time, came in, and he'd say what? He said, we want more offense. And all of a sudden, wham, we have more offense. And guess what, folks? The ball is juiced, and Verlander says the ball is juiced. It's no coincidence, and we know it. That's unbelievable. So good for Justin for standing up and saying that. I got to tell you, man, look, I had this conversation with our Kushner, 56 years in the game last week. He is the bullpen coach for the Chicago White Sox and for the Oakland A's.
Now?
Maybe in this building they weren't, but everybody else is.
I haven't heard it in a long time.
Man.
But
Really?
no, I haven't. But it's now being talked about again.
Well, it is being talked about again, but I will say that now, because one of the poster boys of baseball is speaking up, now at least we've got more. We've got a little bit more awareness because Verlander, he's kind of like the golden child right now for Major League Baseball. Agree or disagree?
Agreed.
Yeah, he's that guy.
Yeah, he sure is.
He certainly is. I mean, at 36 years old, the guy is still dealing. This guy's got 5 years left in the tank.
Oh, the guy's got a golden arm.
Yeah, he really does. He's got 5 years left in the tank, folks. But I have to say that having him come out and say it, of course, as a pitcher, he's going to say something because he's seen the little guys, even on his own team. You take a guy like Altuve. How many home runs did Altuve hit in 2017? Ask yourself.
Not as many as you know what? I actually don't know the number off the top of my head.
He hit a lot. Just
Okay.
put it this way: he hit a lot. And what is he? He's 5'0", 100, and a lot of talent. Unlike remember from the movie Rudy, right?
Right.
I'm not a Notre Dame guy, but that's a great line from I can't remember the actor's name, but nonetheless, when he said that sticks in my head.
Sean Astin.
No, not Sean Astin.
From Rudy?
No, not Sean. I'm talking about the guy that does the groundskeeper, the head groundskeeper
gotcha.
guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but anyway, what a profound statement. Think about that. He's 5'0" and 100. So if somebody says they're 5, that means look, they're so tiny. What happens when they're tiny? Then the little guys can't necessarily. People think, well, they can't really hit the ball. Well, they can't really play at that level. Okay, fine. So they can't play at that level. So be it. I'm okay with that. But the idea is, look, when we had these conversations in the past, it doesn't matter who the guest has been from the baseball world. What have we had? We've had a guest come on, whether it's a 56-year veteran like our Kushner from the bullpen, who certainly knows what a juice baseball is. And did you hear the story that he said about when the Yankees were in town? Did you hear this?
No.
Well, this was great. So, and now the old Rawlings baseballs back in the day, they had 5 dots on them, very small dots, right?
Okay.
1 being the most beanbag type ball, and 5, of course, being the most lively ball. So the owner of the White Sox back in the day, his name was Bill Veeck. Bill Veeck had said, look, when the Yankees are in town, what are we trying to do? We're trying to keep the ball in the yard. So therefore, when we keep the ball in the yard, I want to make sure that they don't keep hitting the ball out, so we're going to use the deadest baseball. Right? And so back then they were screwing around with it. But remember, Major League Baseball did not own Rawlings. Now they do. They've compromised it. And because they've compromised it, the bigger problem lies now with, hey, this is a company ball. It's like a sweetheart union for a company, right? You know what a sweetheart union is, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's the same idea, but it's a sweetheart baseball. So, folks, the baseball is juice. Maybe we'll pick this up either later today or tomorrow or so forth. But we've got a special guest joining us in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Lots more to come here on The Circus. Back in a minute.
Hey, this is Tommy John, and you're listening to The Sports Circus.
Welcome to the Sports Circus. I'm your Remaster Style here with Bill Clement. We have special guests
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.,
Billionaire Jeff Hoffman,
Mike Golick, Tom Flores,
John Stockton,
Big Rocky, David Ortiz,
David Meltzer, Jim Tunney,
Roger Craig,
Andre Reed,
Mario Andretti,
Herschel Walker,
Blake Firestone,
Eric Dickerson,
Mike Haynes,
Kevin Green,
Brian Urlacher,
Jim Jeffcoat,
Rod Jaworski,
Al Bubba Baker,
Steve Carby,
Brett Saberhagen,
Jack McDowell, Danny McClain, Yank Barry, Brant Fuhr,
Paul Dvorsky,
President of the Vegas Golden Knights, George McPhee,
Len Komoroski, CEO of Cavaliers,
Blake Greenwood, Mickey Suda,
Art Steele,
Tom Beebe,
Ken Sullivan,
Tom Dreesen,
Pat O'Connor, Alan Glist, 43 Tony Awards,
Mike Crawford, President and CEO of the Hall of Fame,
Louis Viola, President, Paramount Famous Production, Universal Worldwide Home Entertainment, Universal Studios Home Entertainment, Glenn Berman, Randy Fun,
Professor Dr. Tommy John, Dave Robertson, Pat Williams, Brandon Schneider, Henry Bibby,
Mike Bibby,
Tim Donaghy,
Dan Hughes,
Marcus Johnson,
George Lynn,
Larry Sanders, Steve Berlander,
Dr. Jen Welter,
Steve Ladder,
Craig Colquitt,
Paul Shortino,
My life is just a party and parties weren't meant to last. Dickerson,
Jason Hook, guitar player for Five Finger Death Punch,
Craig Bartok, lead guitar player, songwriter for Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band Heart.
Sidney Justin from The Miracles.
My name is Curtis Blow. Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. I'm here on the Sports Circus.
Vinny from the Bronx Wanderers.
Mark Schulman, drummer for Pink Cher, Velvet Revolver, Stevie Nicks, Sheryl Crow, Simple Minds, Richard Mark,
Aaron Fink, Breaking Benjamin. Jason Hartlett, drummer for rock legend Ted Nugent.
Matt Starr, drummer for Ace Frehley from Kiss.
Rockstar, Todd Kearns,
Bill Buckman, the bass player in the rock band Fuel,
Gino Leonardo, former guitarist for the band Filter,
Dave Laurie,
Neil Donnell from the band Chicago.
This is Brad Gillis from the band Night Ranger. And
Buck Dharma of Blue Oyster Cult.
Philip Bailey, 8-time Grammy Award winner.
Reasons, the reasons that we're here.
Top 100 greatest drummers of all time.
Kenny Aronoff with John Fogerty, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, and Elton John, Stevie Wonder, Dave Grohl, Joe Walsh, John Mellencamp.
John Deddy, drummer for Player, Anthrax, Testament, Volbeat.
Mitch Malloy, I'm the lead singer of Great White.
Pete Thorne with Chris Cornell. Melissa Etheridge.
Rob Mount, drums with Lou Graham.
Philip Schaus. I play guitar with Accept. I play bass
guitar for Ace Frehley.
Todd Morris, The Offspring.
Ty Dennis, The Doors.
Eric Aldenius from Bill Adams.
Red Jones, bass player for Vontae. Stillheart, Fuel. Michael Shaker Group.
This is Josie Scott from Josie Scott's Saliva.
Adam Curry of Candlebox.
Marky Mark with Foundry Rocks.
Brian Trock.
Travis Cormier.
Scotty McClellan.
4-time Grammy Award winner.
Chris Christian. Jay Ramsey.
Heidi Merrill.
Country music artist Jason Owens.
Vince Van Patten.
Daniel Negreanu.
Greg Fossilman Raymer.
Billy Hayes.
Foz Davis.
CJ Watson.
Rashad Phillips.
Dr. Kristen Willemeyer.
NASA astronauts. Mike Millay.
Anthony Davis.
George Stark.
Dwayne Starks.
Brian Mitchell.
Rick Upchurch.
Willie Rofe.
Jim Fossil.
Dwayne Clemens.
Eddie Meter. Chief Schrader. Pepper Johnson.
Andre Bad Moon, a.k.a. Rise.
Brian Jordan.
Bill Romanowski.
Dwight Hicks. Jason McKee.
Michael Keller.
Fred Mitchell.
Marty Appel.
Tim Rando.
Tom Brenneman.
Craig Colquitt.
Dustin Colquitt.
Britton Colquitt. Barry Katz.
Brad Williams.
Dennis Blair.
Arthur Sarkisian.
Dean Edwards.
Emmett Short.
Jason Acevedo.
It's Christina Smith.
Bruce Nahan.
Lee Haney. Rick Barry. Cowboy Ninja. Lance Pekas. Andrew Williams.
Don Most here.
Kevin Sorbo here.
Yes.
Dr. Peter McCullough.
Damian Jackson, ex-Navy SEAL.
Margaret Carey. Tinkerbell.
Stephanie Stuckey, CEO of Stuckey's Corporation.
Bruce Perlowan, founder, Marijuana Inc., Medical Marijuana Inc., Hemp Inc.
Glenn Gardone, president of Red Chocolate.
Ronnie Nunn.
Belgie Henderson.
Jack Llewellyn, sports psychologist.
Susie Hellmaker.
Alexander Bardot Pinto.
Bill O'Brien.
Brad Server, grandson of Curly Howard from the Three Stooges.
Rob Ryder.
Chris Kemper. Aaron Ron. Greg Olson.
Art Kushner.
Jose Rio in the house.
Kurt Bavacqua here.
Greg Olson.
Matt Joyce. Jim Laywood.
Mike Hollis.
Brad Coleman.
Janelle Burst. Santana Moss.
Vance Johnson.
Donnie Shale.
Mark Collins.
Brandy Grimes.
Larry Bubber. Cole.
Larry Foote, defensive coordinator with Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Jared Bunch.
Eddie Murray.
Wesley Woodyard.
Dexter Irvin. Colin Fraser. Andrew Ladd.
Dustin Penner.
Dave Jackson, ESPN rules analyst on ESPN Hockey.
Brian Killingsworth.
Bart Oates. Don Horn. Ryan McNeil.
Von Kirkland. Chucky Okobe.
Jackie Sherrill. Eddie Meter.
EJ Speed.
Jesse Wooten. Dave Merhar.
Steve Scott. Bob Grant.
Dan Pastorini. Mark Fleming. Brad Hopkins. Lee Steinberg. Steve Watson.
Dan Vincent.
Mitzi Dolan.
Karen Laurie.
Shanae Stiletto.
Bo Campbell.
Glenn Elmore. Mark Eaton from the Utah Jazz.
Charles Smith.
Rich Cho.
Chucky Brown.
Aubrey Hunt.
Chuck Joe.
Bobby V.
Scott Spezio.
Andy Van Slyke.
Matt Starr. Dr. George Gauthier.
Barry Sher.
Jesse Sapolo.
Dana Stubblefield.
Jeff Brago.
John Nyland.
Jeff Jager.
Gino Toretta.
Jim O'Brien.
Kerry Justin. JT Thompson. Jim Everett. John McLaren.
Brad Boone.
Mel Stoudemire.
Alan Massengale. Vantico Dolphin. Kurt Sandoval.
Matt Gresham.
Bailey Brom. Leonard Marshall. Gary Reasons.
Doug Plank.
Walt Harris. Everson Walls.
Jim McNally. Shemmy Schembeckler.
Kurt Walker.
Leroy Irvin.
Icky Wood. Tyrone Poole.
Alicia Thompson. Chris Stuhonker. Scott Petrick.
Bruce Crampton.
Butch Baird. Joe Koff. Kristen Rhodes.
John Driscoll.
Mayor Carolyn Goodman.
John Lee, mayor of North Las Vegas.
Amy Wilson.
Nick Mackay, voice of Salem Saberhagen, the talking cat from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
The father of the first family of drag racing.
John Ford.
Ricky Stenhouse.
Ben Brost, the voice of stock car racing.
Robbie Wells, seeking the Democratic nomination for President of the United States.
Jim Strasser, founder and CEO of Cali Strong, the California Sports Company. CEO of LA Gear, Nike, Oakley, Quicksilver, owner partners at Converse.
Greg Pryor.
Shea Hillebrand.
Carl McDowell. Jamie Baker.
Carlos Munoz.
Darius Kasparaitis.
Dominic Rousseau.
Pearl Christie.
Emery Moorhead.
Kyle Turley.
Dave Robinson. Gus Perot.
Jeff Bryant.
Leroy Irvin. Eric Hipple.
Mike Truminski.
Matt Doherty.
Greg Kite.
Dan Clark. Nitro. American Gladiator.
Manny Sanguin.
Marlon Green.
Emery Moorhead.
Ricky Ellis. Kylie Washington.
Vince Workman.
Brett Lashbrook.
Chesty LaRue. Scotty Graham. John Robinson. Chris Dishman. Gary Robinson. Catcher Bill.
Steve Sachs.
Ward Brewster.
Randy Barnes.
Anastasia Valentine.
Daryl Evans. Big Theo Ratliff.
Dr. Edwards.
Adrian Goodson.
Cedric Tony.
Ricky Pierce. James Donaldson.
Rusty Spindell. Carl Mecklenburg. Mark Currier.
Toy Cook.
Mercury Morris.
Eric Davis. Thomas Hollywood Henderson.
Harold Jackson.
Chris Lacey.
I'm Eric Biggert.
Dennis Rappaport.
Rich Murata.
Steve Lott.
Michelle Corrales-Lewis.
Brace. The Beast. Aleem.
Joe Cortez.
Mark Catholic. Christopher.
Caleb Sweethands Plant.
Bronco Billy Ride.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV studio, AAMP Television. This segment brought to you in part by our friends over at UppercutChops.com. Check out their tasty selection of all-natural, dry-aged USDA, prime Angus, and Wagyu steaks and chops. Wait till you taste their best-in-class New York steaks, the filet mignon, and of course the king of all those gigantic and massive cowboy cut and tomahawk cut ribeyes. Best I've ever had. Probably be the best you ever have as well. Check them out at UppercutChops.com. That's UppercutChops.com. Or give them a call, find out what's for dinner, 714-948-0100, 714-948-0100, 714-948-0100 for UppercutChops.com. Yes!
And a big welcome to everybody listening in on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates from coast to coast. We're here in Los Angeles, in Southern California. Anyway, doing today's show, which normally we're in Las Vegas or Chicago, so I guess we're kind of on tour, and we have a lot more really exciting things planned. By the way, folks, we do have a very special guest with us. In fact, I'm going to let him introduce himself. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on? It's Chucky Brown here, enjoying the sports circus, and I'm ready to get it in. Let's go.
All right, Chucky, that would be the world champion. Right, you forgot to mention that part, young man. Of course, that's the world champion from the NBA, Chucky Brown. Of course, as a longtime player and a successful coach as well. We're going to give you an astounding round of applause here. If I could turn the volume up, if I could figure out how to do it, Chucky, I would turn it up. But for the life of me, I can't do it. I got a glass window between Nick and me over here, and you know when I'm not on my home court, I'm at a severe disadvantage, kind of like some basketball teams, and better yet, even some baseball teams. So what'd you think about the dialogue in the last segment about the juice baseballs?
I mean, I thought it was very interesting because I had just read today where Verlander had said something about the juice baseball, and I think he's one that would know dealing with the baseballs. And I'm a lifetime Yankee fan. I grew up around Yankee Stadium, and I found it strange to be able to hit the ball out 31 straight games.
Right.
So I just found that simple. I never said anything because it was in my favor. You know, that's my team.
Right.
So I never said anything, but you know, there has to be, what Verlander said has to be taken serious.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, look, if the bat boy is taking him out of the yard in batting practice,
right,
something tells me that ball might be a little either tightly wound, the pill might be compromised, or the threads are compromised. And, you know, I had a 56-year veteran from Major League Baseball on last week. His name is Art Kushner, and Art was the bullpen coach for the Oakland A's and Chicago White Sox. 2 World Series. And this guy came right out and said, look, that ball is threaded a lot tighter than when I was a catcher and a player back in the day, and he has seen it get tighter and tighter. And, you know, the funny thing is I've been beating this drum for the last couple of years, and ironically, here's a bit of interesting history. So now when Rob Manfred came in, what happened? We saw a record amount of home runs. Remember that from a couple seasons ago?
Right.
Okay, and then they said, oh, hey, I think we have too many home runs. Let's loosen those threads up just a little bit. Let's go back to kind of where we were. And so you saw a drop-off of 500 home runs. I'm just doing this off memory, right? So it's about 600 home runs. And then, well, what do you know? Hocus pocus, and now we're basically 1,000 home runs more than we did last year. That's the path that we're projected on to surpass that 2017 home run record. So since Major League Baseball owns Rawlings, they can manipulate the ball however they want to. How embarrassing for Major League Baseball. Seriously.
Yeah, that's not a good look, for baseball. I mean, I know you want more runs, and even like I know the Yankees had played over in London, I believe it was, and it was like a 23-17 game or something like that with the Red Sox. I mean, I thought something was strange, but I never thought that there was some dealings, with the ball and stuff. But yeah, that's not a good look. That's not a good look at all.
$200 to park, really? I mean, they're on crack, man. That's crazy. So, but the idea is, without that concession money, some of the people, the personnel isn't getting paid, et cetera. You know the story. I mean, look, you've played on some very good basketball teams, and guess what? Those seats were filled. You played with the Lakers, guess what, buddy? It was filled. You played with the Rockets, it was full, and on and on and on, right?
Right, yeah,
But
exactly.
when you played to an empty stadium, how'd you feel?
I mean, it didn't feel good. I can tell you, even especially when I coached in the developmental league,
right?
Like we would come out and play before the Laker games when I was coaching on their D League team, and we would play at like 3:30, and there would be nobody there. So the guys didn't really have a whole lot of energy.
Right.
So right around after halftime, say around 5:00, people would start coming, getting ready for the Laker game. So when that was happening, people started coming in there. I could see the energy in the guys. So when you see a lot of people come in, that just makes you want to play that much better, and gives you more energy. You know what I'm saying? But when it's like nobody in there to play in front of, it's like, why am I here? You know what I'm saying? That's tough to play in front of nobody but the ball boy.
Right. Well, look at it this way. I mean, look, as whether you're coaching high school or college or the pros, whatever you're playing, and I remember I played at some empty stadiums in the U.S., and I played for some full stadiums down in Mexico as a former pitcher as well. And I remember that the whole team's energy level, as soon as somebody was watching, right, then everybody's energy goes up. But see, the sad thing is their energy goes up when everyone's watching. How come the energy isn't at that level in the first place?
Right. And it should be, but when you're performing, just think a guy going out at a concert. If nobody's there, his energy level ain't going to be the same. But like if he got a crowd to perform in front of, his energy level is going to be a little bit greater. I get that you should be self-motivated and all that, but when it's a lot easier to perform when people are watching.
Okay. All right. So, Chucky, I'm going to ask you this. Now, during the NBA Finals, do you believe that Drake had a big enough audience to perform in front of?
Did Drake?
Come on, man.
Yes, he did. He had the world.
He had the worldwide crowd, right?
If you want to watch basketball, ain't no other basketball on. The Big Three hadn't started yet, so ain't no other basketball on but the finals. Right. So if you want to watch some basketball, you watch the NBA Finals. So Drake had the whole world. So yeah, he had a big enough audience.
Yeah. I figured you'd have something to say about that, only because, come on, man. But seriously, it's about the players and integrity. And look, you're supposed to play, or better yet, you're supposed to practice like it's the NBA Finals. Right. It doesn't matter. Same thing in football. You're practicing like it's the Super Bowl. And another line came out. Look, I'm not a Notre Dame guy. I went to Purdue for undergrad, so for me, Notre Dame is kind of like the enemy. It's kind of like, go back to your school. Now you went to NC State. I went to Duke, right? So you're certainly not a fan of Duke Blue, but you're certainly not a fan of the Chapel Hillbillies across the road either. Right. Right. So it's the same thing. So the fact is, look, you're playing like it is in the Super Bowl. You're playing as far as your college practices, and I take a line from that film where you may remember it was a practice, and Dan Rudy was lining up as a defensive end. And so he came in hard, and he took the quarterback down. He sacked him, right? And then the quarterback, he was like the golden boy. He got upset because he got drilled by Rudy. But the fact is, his statement goes, this is only practice, but this beep is playing like it's the beep Super Bowl. And I love the fact that Eric Parsegian, or the guy that plays him, came in and said, you have just summed up your entire sorry career. Now you're down to the practice squad. Get the hell out of here. I love that. It's the same thing. I mean, think about all those guys that you have coached. The guys that you've played with as well, Chucky. Come on, man. There are guys that you want them to play hard and practice hard because if you're practicing hard, I know what you're going to give me out on the court.
Right.
I mean, you want to surround yourself with winners. What do winners do? Winners win.
Winners win. That's right. And everybody wants to be around a winner. People don't want to be around losers. You know what I'm saying? So,
there's plenty of those out there.
Oh, there's plenty of losers out there, but people want to be around winners, and winners win.
That they
do.
What I'm saying?
And winners take things seriously, and winners focus. And winners do what they got to do to win.
Right, exactly. And so, look, when we come back, I want you to talk a little bit more about your basketball and the teams that you've played with, and I want you to talk about those winners and losers over time. And you can be candid. Listen, it's a wide open floor, and I want you to just tell it like it is. If you got to verbally punch someone in the face, punch him in the neck. It's okay. All right, folks, back here with Chucky Brown, NBA champion, in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Last more to come.
Can't beat fun at the old ballpark, friends. High pop fly. That would be a home run in a phone booth. I don't know what the big deal about Cracker Jack is. Did you ever go and buy a pack of Cracker Jack thinking you're going to get a prize and find no prize in the box? Here's the pitch. That might not sound important to some people, but when you're a little kid, especially from humble origin, and they cheat you out of a prize. There's a bouncing ball. Second baseman has the Barbary over to first. It's hard to think in laudatory terms of the product.
I think if there was an occasional box of Cracker Jacks that found no prizes for the little Harry Carey many years ago.
You got that right. And boy, when a box of Cracker Jack to me meant a lot of money. Here's a pitch bounce foul. That's the most asinine marketing I've ever heard of. 1 ball, 1 strike. These guys say, well, you sing about Cracker Jack. I said that I only sing it because it's in the song. Here's a pitch foul back. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised, even to this day, some youngsters who buy a box of Cracker Jack don't find a prize in the box. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Well, if you're going to talk about our congressman being crooked, here's a pitch foul out of play. Why not talk about commercial products who don't do what they represent to do? They told me when they hired me it was a temporary job. Born and raised in St. Louis, and you can imagine the Cardinals were my favorite team from the day I could remember. And all of a sudden, the miracle of life, I'm broadcasting Card games. I own the town and broadcast them for 25 years, and I thought they're going to give me a gold watch, and they gave me a pink slip. Then I went out to work for Charlie Finley for a year, and that's par for the course. Came to Chicago, and I was with the White Sox 11 years, and now with the Cubs. Never missed a game, never missed a time at bat, never missed a half inning that I was supposed to do. You know, Chicago is such a marvelous city. Hey, we got some Chicago people. You know, you never succeed in this business until you've had the experience of working with a terrible hangover. Not until you've been able to come through with flying colors under those circumstances can you consider yourself a professional. Lord knows, I've had more than my share of hangovers. There's a drive, way back, it might be, it could be, and it is. Holy cow, this crowd is wild.
That's the sound of sizzling, dry-aged USDA Prime Wagyu and Angus steaks from UppercutChops.com. Their best-in-class filet mignons, New York steaks, and the king of all steaks, the tomahawk and cowboy cut ribeyes are the best in the business. Even their Prime Wagyu burgers will likely be the best you've ever had. Browse the full selection of steaks and chops at UppercutChops.com from the comfort of your home or on your mobile device. UppercutChops.com delivers all-natural, dry-aged USDA Prime Wagyu and Angus steaks and chops directly to your door, without the hassle of going to the grocery store and fight crowds to pick from a small selection of average and best meats with injected steroids, fillers, and coloring added to look good. Find out what's for dinner at UppercutChops.com or call 714-948-0100. 714-948-0100. 714-948-0100. Or make your selection directly at UppercutChops.com.
Hello, Jack McDowell here, Black Jack McDowell, and you're watching the Sports Circus, which is totally cool. So you have a great time watching. Have some fun.
All right, welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your ringmaster, Sal. Hey, a big welcome back to everybody listening in on all of our affiliates, including our friends waking up with us over in Atlanta, WDJY 99.1 FM, over in Auburn, Alabama, on the home of the Atlanta Braves, WAUD. Thanks for driving home with us. All those that are listening in throughout the heartland, thanks for joining us on Pick Your Favorite Station, all your independents, all the way up to the West Coast, 101.5 FM and 107.3 FM. That's Highway Country Radio, all the way out to our friends over in Honolulu, CBA Sports 1500 KHKA, that's home of the New York Yankees, the Alabama Crimson Tide, and the San Francisco 49ers, and all of our other independents. Thanks for joining us also on Cox, Comcast, Spectrum, Frontier, Oceanic, Time Warner, Spectrum, WOW, and Charter Communication, plus all those independent affiliates and everybody else, again, here on the Sports Circus.
All right, folks, we're back here with NBA champion and very outspoken, cool guy. That would be Chucky Brown. Chucky, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. Of course.
You know, that's what you do. So, hey, you have your own little show on Facebook, don't you? You also do your own show? Tell us about it.
I do a little, I sample a candy bar and talk about worldly things, sports things. So we're calling it the Gypsy Show because I was kind of a gypsy and went around from team to team. So this is like a gypsy show where we jump from topic to topic. So yeah, I do my own little thing on Facebook, Chucky Brown. You know, on Facebook you can look me up, and I'm there. So I'd love for anybody to join in that want to join in.
All right. And by the way, folks, if Chucky likes the experience today, he's welcome to join us, of course, anytime, right here on the Sports Circus. And, you know, we'd certainly like to have you anytime you want to come on. Okay, by
All right, I'm down anytime, man.
Yeah. Hey, listen, even if we're talking about the 92nd annual Scripps National Spelling Bee, right?
Right.
I don't care. Hey, listen, I've got something on that. Are you ready for this? I'm going to throw it out there just because I can. Now, after 20 rounds and more than 3 hours, the 92nd Scripps National Spelling Bee opted for co-champions. Hold on. Yeah, co-champions, mind you, instead of one true winner. Oh, that's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Now that you said that, I saw that. Yeah,
that's ridiculous. So Rishik Gundarsi won the 2019 Spelling Bee with the correct spelling of Oslot. And then Aaron Howard also won, and so did Saket Sundar. And Shruthika Pade. Down the line we went with Suhom Sukatanarkar. And on and on and on, and all these other names, and all correctly spelled their final word. I wish I had my boo button here. I don't have the boo button. This is ridiculous. And you know what this really is? Okay, so each winner, they still get a $50,000 cash prize, which is great. But you know what I don't like, Chucky, is that everybody gets a damn gold star. Everybody gets a pat on the head. Everyone gets a trophy. We have really dumbed down and softened up our kids these days. I don't have any kids, I mean, that I know of anyway.
Right.
So the fact is we've really dumbed the whole thing down. Hey, have you had that call? Chucky? Dad? Is that you?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Grandpa, is that you? I haven't had that one either. Hey, you never know, man. You never know. Life happens that way. But the idea that, look, whether it's a spelling bee or if it's, I don't know, if it's a juice baseball or referees conveniently blowing a call in an NFC championship game, et cetera, and so forth. There are so many trophies and stars and cash is the operative word, to be handed out to people. I think it's absurd. Hey, let me ask you this. Did you catch any of that NCAA tournament with Virginia conveniently getting every possible call their way?
Yes, I did, because I didn't think that, who was it that in the Final Four, I think they called that last 3-point, they called a foul on the last 3-pointer. Was Auburn. It was against Auburn.
Auburn got burnt on that.
Auburn got hosed, and I almost didn't watch the final game because of that. But Auburn got hosed, and that was absolutely ridiculous. That was not a foul.
Oh, buddy, the game before that.
Not a foul. You call it the end of the game.
Right,
anyway. You know
before that, the game before that, Purdue got burnt on a bad call.
Exactly. Yep.
Right,
Purdue.
the same thing.
Yep.
Right, and then, oh, by the way, if you did watch the final game, as I did, and the balance of the sporting world, what do we see? We saw Texas Tech get absolutely robbed.
Yep, exactly. So I don't know what it was. Maybe they felt bad for Virginia losing the year before in the first round, being a 1 seed.
Buddy, the story was there.
And they wanted to give them this redemption tour. I don't know, but
well,
yeah, it was just amazing how they got all the breaks this year. Maybe they wanted that's the way of erasing that from Tony Bennett's record. I like Tony Bennett, but still, they did get every kind of bogus call you could imagine.
It was so embarrassing. I have to say that Tony is better than that. But this is so much bigger than Tony Bennett. Look, the story of last year with Baltimore County, you may recall, ousting Virginia in the first round. I mean, to me, as an ACC guy, it was a happy day for me. Everybody that I knew was applauding that, right?
Right.
And I'm sure you were as an ACC guy as well. But then the story was set for the team that got burnt the year before to come back and win it all, blah, blah, blah. It was so predictable. It was disgusting. And I live in Vegas. That's the worst part about it. So when you see the money changing hands, how remarkably embarrassing and what an abomination on the referee world. And see now, Chucky, they're cheating in plain sight now. Whether it's horse racing, we saw it in the Derby, whether it's an NCAA in football or basketball. You remember that?
Derby, that was crazy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You brought the Derby up. Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, you're right.
And so here's what I thought of. I said, I'm going to bring somebody on that could speak to this. And I'm talking about the game fixing side. And I'm not saying to bash anybody or anything like that. But I actually have Tim Donaghy that's going to come on the show. Now, that's significant. Now, this is something that you certainly would be able to realize and remember back to your 2002 Sacramento Kings.
Oh, yeah.
That was really, really bad. And the Kings were certainly on a mission to go to the NBA Finals.
Oh, and win the finals.
Yes.
New Jersey was a team we would have beat. So
absolutely,
that was the year. And I told, and you can, if you ever get Mike Bibby on here,
I already have Mike on.
Mike Bibby. I told Mike Bibby what they were going to do to us. I told him. I was sitting there telling him. And after Game 7, Mike Bibby told me, you was right.
Yeah.
I said, yeah. I could see it coming. Sacramento was a small market. You just think Sacramento and New Jersey playing in the finals.
No, man. It's East Coast, West Coast. It's big city to big city. New York, L.A., man. That's all it is. It always comes back down to the same damn thing, and it's disgusting.
So, you know what it was. Yeah, and Tim Donaghy, I know him. He's reffed quite a few games. We got into it a little bit before. You know what I'm saying? He had a little bit of an attitude, and so did I. So, he's given me technical fouls before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
Did you lay a couple of on him?
Oh, yeah, he got a couple F-bombs. He got them. Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. A little bit of punch. Yeah, but no, so Tim's going to come on the show, and I want to talk to him especially about that, and I would love for you to have a surprise call in when he's on the show. I think that would be remarkable. And maybe, who knows, maybe Mike will call back in. Maybe you and Mike just kind of bum rush him. I would love to see that.
Yeah, let me know when he's going to be on.
Yeah, right now he's on the schedule to be determined. By the way, folks, you're on here with Chucky Brown, NBA champion. And so, Chucky, I want to make sure that you and Mike are on when he comes on. Look, anything goes as long as the dialogue's fairly clean, right? If you have to say ass, you could say ass. It's okay. You know, I've got the guy behind the glass nodding his head saying, all right, Nick, is that cool? Hold on a second.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. But then again, if it's not, oops, we got a problem. No, it's fine.
Who is it? Ed? You say Ed behind the glass? Just let him know that I got or Nick, whatever. I got a college degree, so my vocabulary is much more expanded than swear words. So I'm good.
Oh, thank you. That helps me out.
That's all good stuff. And you know what? I have a real problem with this whole one and done
Okay.
world. Now, we've got literally a minute left in the segment, and I want you to think about this. In the next segment, I want you to come back with a reasonable answer as to your opinion of what you believe the NBA can and should do about this one-and-done BS, because I am just up to my earlobes and sick to death of it.
Okay.
All right, so when we come back, what's that? We got about, 30 seconds or so? I don't know. I can't hear him. What do you got?
We got about 40 seconds.
40 seconds. All right, so when we come back, so we'll just stretch it out a little bit. All right, folks, we're here with Chucky Brown, NBA champion, and I'm your ringmaster, Sal. Don't go anywhere. Lots more to come here at the Sports Circus. Back in a few minutes.
Oh, Norman. Don't call me Norman. Call me Chubsy Ubsy.
That's ridiculous.
I'm your ringmaster, Sal, of the Sports Circus, a primetime, nationally syndicated television, radio, sports, and entertainment show. The Sports Circus covers topics others are too scared to talk about. There's no other primetime show like it on here that'll punch you in the face and you'll beg for more. Join me, Hall of Famers, world champions, and all-star celebrity guests for chaos and controversy here on Libsyn and all podcast platforms, plus thesportscircus.com. Remember, folks, it's a circus and we prove it every day.
Know someone with a drinking or drug problem? Learn how to get sober after we share these stories.
I was 35 with 2 beautiful children when my life and addiction started to spiral out of control. After my divorce, I went into a depression cycle and started drinking more often and using prescription drugs. After my second DWI and arrest, my ex-husband threatened to take our children away from me.
I was 17 when I became addicted to heroin and meth. I thought I could quit on my own, but I couldn't. It hit me when I was arrested.
Get sober now. Your private insurance may cover costs and we'll get you here. It's simple. Just call Elite Rehab Placement right now. Please, don't wait. Your life matters to us. 800-308-2249. 800-308-2249. 800-308-2249. Call right now before it's too late. That's 800-308-2249.
Investors, keep listening to learn how to get your free gold report. A currency crisis is upon us. The U.S. dollar has been the world's reserve currency for over 50 years, but that is changing. It's time to protect your retirement. Decades of reckless borrowing and spending have critically weakened the dollar. The U.S. has become the world's biggest debtor with over $35 trillion in debt. Plus, the dollar's become weaponized. Countries are dumping it. Investors who wait until it's too late could lose big. There is one safe haven: gold. Diversify your portfolio with a physical asset they can't take away. Call the Reagan Gold Group right now and ask for your free gold guide. Here's our number:
800-876-7041. 800-876-7041. 800-876-7041. That's 800-876-7041. Can your IRA stand up to the next financial crisis that our top economists are saying is at our doorsteps? By allocating a percentage of your IRA into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns by putting your IRA back on the gold standard. Find out how to safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report. Protect your IRA today with one simple phone call and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. Call Genesis Gold Group, empowering faith-driven stewardship. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. That's 800-932-5517.
Hey, this is Tommy John, and you're listening to the Sports Circus.
Cloud, iTunes, all that. So check me out on that too as well as my Facebook page. But thank you so much for having me.
Chucky, guess what? The volume just came down and everybody missed everything you just said. It's live, folks. Anything can happen. Go ahead and do that all over again.
Oh, man, I did it wrong. Okay, I got to practice that. I said, yeah, it's Chucky Brown back here. Also, you can check me out on Jerseys and Dress Shirts on YouTube, another podcast that I do. But I do my little Facebook chat. You can also check me out on that. Just look me up, Chucky Brown, on Facebook and join in on the conversation. So I'm just here to have a good time, so let's get it.
All right, and that would be Chucky Brown, NBA champion. Why do you keep forgetting that part? You gotta at least come on, man. You got to tell people. It's only because
people think you're bragging when you talk about it too much. So I don't want to brag. I don't want to seem like I'm bragging.
Oh, just stop it already. Now, you're already bragging about barbecue in Southern California. Look, you're over in North Carolina with some great barbecue. Now, I'm over here, and I'm kind of stuck. I don't have a lot of good barbecue. And you had mentioned a couple places out here, but back there, man, you got the Carolina Honeys. Oh,
yeah. You got a lot of city barbecue down here. You got the Pit. You got all kinds of barbecue places out here, man. I mean, every other corner is a good barbecue spot.
Right now, we're going to be available. The Sports Circus is going to be available in the Greater Charlotte market in a couple of weeks. That's pretty exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very exciting.
Yeah, they got good barbecue up that way too.
Yeah, well, hey, it is what it is. I ain't mad at them. But, let me ask you this. Have you ever been to the Super Bowl of Swine? Do you know what that is?
Nah, I haven't been there.
Oh, buddy, do this. Google, everybody. I'm not getting any money for this. Just Google Super Bowl of Swine. And there goes Nick.
Okay.
He's pulling his phone out right now. And, Nick, when you pull it up, you tell me what you find. It's nuts. And what this is, Chucky is the biggest barbecue in the world. And it's in Memphis every year, the first week of May. They have a big, big music fest. It's called Memphis in May. But the barbecue they have there is called the Super Bowl of Swine. It's the biggest competition of all. And the second biggest one is in suburban Chicago at the Rib Fest. That would be in Naperville, in suburban Chicago, Naperville, Illinois, which I've been to that one many a times. And let me tell you, man, that is some badass barbecue. Nick, what did you find?
I found heaven.
Yes!
Oh, man. Oh, you've got to, everybody, please Google this. You will see it's food porn is basically what it is.
Food porn, he says.
Oh, it's wonderful. If you're into barbecue, I kind of want to do this now.
It's the most exciting food event that I think I've ever seen. Chucky, there is no better barbecue on the planet that I know of.
I'll check it out. I will definitely Google it.
Man, if you're calling yourself the Super Bowl of Swine, and you are the Super Bowl of it, something tells me you have to go. It's kind of like going to the Derby, as long as they're not cheating, right?
You're right. Exactly.
Right, exactly. So anyway, we were talking a little bit about the one and done before we went to break. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that what they should do is if a kid doesn't want to go to college, give them the option, or let them be able to go pro. And if it doesn't work out, then and they don't want to go overseas, if they decide to go overseas, this option will be off the table. Okay, if you decide to stay here, they should let them be able to pick a college that they would go to if they decide to stay. But if you decide to go overseas, then that option is off the table. Now you become a full-fledged professional. But if you don't get drafted into the NBA and you decide to go pro, they should have the option to go to college, because I don't feel like a kid's career should be ruined by that choice. But if you decide to go pro and you get drafted, then that's how you're a pro.
Right, right. And you get drafted.
So, but if you don't get drafted, you should be able to go back and go to college.
Right. I would absolutely agree with that. And the one thing that I'd like to have out there is, look, let these kids, they're 18 years of age. They're old enough to fight for their country. They're old enough to sign a contract in the legal world. They're old enough to do what else? To serve their country. Then they should be old enough to have their own career path and play professional basketball, Because let's face it, it's not the full contact sport like hockey, because I wouldn't even say football anymore. Pretty soon they're going to have to be carrying flags. I mean, they don't even hit anybody anymore, right? At least in hockey they do. But my point is, they can be 18 years of age and they can play in the NBA. They're going to get bounced a little bit. We know that. Right? You get big bodies in there, but ultimately it's not like they're getting ran over every play where their body hasn't caught up to them in size and with the physical demand. I think they should let those kids play. And now to pick up on what you said about the draft thing, I like that. But remember, people say, well, we should be paying these kids. Well, the problem is this. Now, look, you went to a state school. I went to a state school for undergrad. And what happens? Those schools are funded by state monies. And now the taxpayers will complain if you're paying the football players, you're not paying the golf players, you're not paying the badminton players. And the problem lies if you pay $1, everybody has to be paid $1 because it has to be equal for all athletes.
Right. Well, I say this to that. I say this right here. I say maybe, like, I know football and basketball make the most money. Right. So I think that what they should do is that maybe this is an idea, like, for every year that you play or whatever, maybe there's some money that could be put in a trust where if you get your college degree, you can get that money and maybe help you get a start on life, and so you don't start in debt, maybe something like that. But I don't think that maybe at 18 that, you know, we don't teach kids how to become entrepreneurs and business people and to start their own type of business. We don't teach kids that. So I think at 18, if you're going to pay a kid, that money going to burn a hole in their pocket. They're not going to spend it wisely. Right. So maybe, you know, teach kids, you know, how to attend that we can help guys that are doing a good job, that are working hard, and, you know, help their families get out of situations that they're in.
I got to tell you, Chucky, out of all the people that I've talked to about this, that is the most in-depth solution that anybody has thrown out there that I've heard. And here's what I like about it. Number one, look, I'm still an academic recruiter for Duke, and as I have been for about 20 years. And so I like the idea of the kids maybe with this trust idea. I'm cool with that, and I'll tell you why I'm cool with it. Because it's going to be predicated on them completing a degree, and they don't get to touch the funds. I don't care if it sits there for 20 years. They don't get to touch it until they earn a degree. And it's not going to accrue interest. It's just the flat number, right? And that's what they could have earned during their time there. But it's not a misappropriation of funds. What it does is it goes towards a state, maybe an education fund, like a general fund for education, for example, in the state of North Carolina, where you and I both went to school. And I would like to see that because it incents them to finish their degree, but at the same time, it's like, look, all the interest income, maybe the money's paid by the boosters. Who cares? It doesn't matter at that point, right? Let the boosters pay. But remember, it goes into a fund that is interest-bearing, and the state gets to utilize the interest income. I like that idea.
Right. Yeah, I think, you know, something like that. You know, I think because, like I said, you know, you 18 years old, just giving you or paying you without giving you an understanding of, hey, you know what, you need to save some money, you know, just not giving them that understanding. You know, then you spend all the money that you got in college, and then after that, if you don't go pro, then what? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just think I just feel like, you know, maybe a trust where, you know, you earn your degree, you can get that money. You know what I'm saying? So I was one that went back to college and got my degree.
Right.
So,
well, you know, you're one of the smart guys. And look, there's other guys that have done the same thing. And, you know, those are the guys that are motivated beyond a professional career because they have something else to complete. Anyway, listen, folks, Chucky, go ahead and take another 10 seconds, tell everybody how to follow you because we're out of time here on the circus. Go ahead real quick.
You can follow me at Chucky Brown 52. Or just Chucky Brown on Facebook, and 52 Chucky Brown 52, I believe it is, on Instagram, and same thing on Twitter. So you look me up. I'm on all social media platforms and Snapchat.
Excellent. And a big thanks for Chucky Brown joining us, NBA champion, that is Chucky Brown. We're going to be back tomorrow next time on your favorite channel with another guest or maybe some chaos. We'll see you then. So long, everyone.
the sports world. It's a circus.
Welcome to the Sports Circus. I'm your ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas.
You know, score, put the ball down, give it to the referee. You know, and I don't even care if you slam it down, but you don't have to dance. You don't have to call your mom on the phone. You don't have to go
The Sports Circus is a 1-hour primetime nationally syndicated program that's carried on ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC News, and CNBC radio affiliates, plus Cox, Comcast, Spectrum, Frontier, WOW cable TV affiliates across North America and nationwide in upscale hotels and resorts on hotel television in all 210 Nielsen-rated markets.
Just like a circus. My life is just a party, and parties weren't meant to last. Dickerson.
Jason Hook, Zarbler from Five Finger Death Punch.
Sidney Justin from The Miracles. My name is Curtis Blow. Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. I'm here on the Sports Circus.
The Sports Circus brings top sports and entertainment content and is delivered fully produced and is easy pass-through traffic for radio stations. Simply drop the program in your traffic manager. The full 59-minute, 50-second file will coordinate with the clock. Your local station receives up to 4 minutes of local avails during the Sports Circus broadcast, and it's a great lead to live sports and entertainment.
Well, if you're going to talk about our congressman being crooked, why not talk about commercial products who don't do what they represent to do?
Yes!
Big Billy here. He certainly knows something about making things difficult on the competition.
He's a punisher. Yeah, he just break the ribs.
Yeah,
I still haven't broke someone's collarbone yet in a boxing match.
That's a great statement. I have not broke someone's collarbone in the ring yet.
I've never heard that before.
I can't
Is
wait.
there a reason you said in the ring?
I can't wait.
Is it that you've broken collarbones just outside of the ring?
You
did catch that, right? He said in the ring.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he got him on the curtain. He got him on the edge of the ring and broke his collarbone.
Hey, this is Tommy John, and you're listening to the Sports Circus.
I had to get Sal's name right.
Well,
Sal the floor sweeper. That's his new name.
Sal the bookkeeper. Hey,
Yeah,
you know
but
what? I
even
have
my
a lot
name,
of
even my
so
last
just
name.
Add that one to the bank, you know?
But no, Alicia, you even got my last name wrong. That's why I said my
I know it
core
starts
was
with a
bleeding.
V. It starts with a V.
He said a V. Really? Quick, where's the punch sound? 400 punches.
Here's the punch sound.
Right, exactly. He was look, he almost knocked out the microphone.
Alicia, that's why they have cue cards, right? That's so don't let the name bother you. Just bring a cue card with you next
But
time.
people can't read my name off a cue card.
Or change your name to Joe Smith or something. Jeez, make it easy.
This is Sal Tuzzolino, host and ringmaster of the Sports Circus. Why listen to the same old dog and pony show that you've heard all day long? The Sports Circus covers everything that other shows don't or are too scared to cover. There's no primetime show like it on air that'll punch you in the mouth and you'll beg for more. Also, you could call in and participate with our chaos if you dare. Join me and celebrity guests for Havoc and Mayhem. Remember, folks, it's a circus, and we prove it every day.
I want to try to instill some of this winning environment for this particular team. What's been your experience? Kevin, we're going to start with you. What was your experience going from Team A to Team B and bringing that Super Bowl experience to the next team?
You know, they were kind of getting on me, wanting me to chill out a little bit, not play a game on a Wednesday and Thursday. But I always felt that, you got to play at game day speed on Wednesday and Thursday so that you're instinctive and you can play on game day speed on game day.
The Sports Circus is received well on all radio formats and is currently aired on sports, news, and music stations.
Andre Reed.
Mario Andretti.
Herschel Walker.
Roy Firestone. Mike Haynes.
Jim Jeffco.
Rod Jaworski.
Al Bubba Baker.
Brett Saberhagen.
It's a circus, and we prove it every day.
Aaron Fink. Breaking Benjamin. Jason Hartlett. Drummer for rock legend Ted Nugent.
Matt Starr. Drummer for Ace Frehley from Kiss.
Phil Buckman, the bass player in the rock band Fuel.
Hey, brother.
Hey, we know quality content is hard to find, so if you're ready to have the Sports Circus in your market, give us a call right now at 714-948-0100. That's 714-948-0100, or email us at info@thesportscircus.com. That's info@thesportscircus.com. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time right here on your favorite station. Until then, so long, everyone. I'm your ringmaster Sal of the Sports Circus. Join me and Hall of Fame world champion and all-star celebrity guest for chaos and controversy here on Libsyn and all podcast platforms. Also, thesportscircus.com. Remember, folks, it's a circus and we prove it every day.